Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm an Airbus pilot, and welcome to another triangular flight. Today we are flying a real-world Condor service operating from Düsseldorf to Tenerife onto Fuerteventura and then back to Düsseldorf. And we are doing this on the brand new FSLabs Airbus A321neo with the Pratt & Whitney engine update. So, this is definitely going to be an interesting one, and then I'd say without any further ado, let's board our aircraft, as in the real world, through the aft entry, and then we can make our way to the front. Before we get started, I would like to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, Say Intentions AI. If you're looking for an air traffic control add-on and haven't quite decided yet, then let me help you a little bit in today's video, as we will be using Say Intentions for everything, including our cabin crew, our ATC, and all of our data link services. So if you like what you're about to see, then do check them out using the link in the pinned comment or the video description below. And now let's get all the way up to the flight deck and see what we are going to be up to today. Beautiful new cabin, by the way, in the FSLabs Airbus update. I think you could really appreciate that as we walked through it. I really gotta say, I love those lights over here. I absolutely love them. They've done a phenomenal job with those. Alright then, and then follow me into the flight deck where we are going to take a seat on the captain's seat of our Airbus A321. So we are going to get started with a couple of basics over here, ensuring the aircraft is safe to operate. That's checking the thrust levers are in idle, engine master levers off, start selector norm, the weather radar is off, landing gear lever down, wipers are off. The batteries are above 25.5 volts, and we're already operating on the ground power unit anyway. Then let's go ahead and turn the ADRs 1, 2, and 3 on. We can then move into our electronic flight bag, and we are just quickly going to start by having a look at the technical logbook to ensure that our aircraft is safe to go. And yep, next check due in 23 hours, the plane is looking good, and just one item on the hold item list, which isn't even any problem for us today. So overall, we got a good aircraft. Alright then, now that we know that, let's go ahead and do our APU fire test. And well, it is not all that warm today, as you can see, just 6 degrees. Let's go ahead and get the APU going, so that we can get some air conditioning on. Alright, APU starting, then let's use that time to make sure that all the cockpit lights are as required, and well, in the sim I kinda like to turn them all the way up, except for the intake lights, because they are just a little bit too strong here on the radio panels. Also, we are going to turn all of those on. I really don't get why some people turn everything off when they leave the Airbus cockpit. Yes, you had to do that back in the days of CRT screens, but with nowadays LCDs, no problem at all anymore. But it's still a common habit for many people to do. So yeah, here we go. Everything is up and running. Then next we are going to move down into our flight plan. So starting right up here with our briefing. We're flying the Condor 1456, call sign 4 Alpha Victor. 8:15 is our departure time, so that's in about 20 minutes. And well, look at this, we are going to be late, almost half an hour. Well, that's due to quite the strong headwind that we are going to have on our way down. So we will see whether we are able to catch up with all of this. Alright then, let's have a look into the maps real quick, where we can immediately see why we are going to be late. Just look at this, pretty much flying against an almost 140 knot jet stream over here on our way down, and you can nicely see this on the significant weather chart as well. If we have a look at the upper level chart, quite some turbulence here on our way across the Atlantic, and there is that jet stream right into our nose. So not much we can do about that. Looking at the airport weather then, Düsseldorf is quite good with southeasterly winds, probably runway 23 that's going to be active, and Tenerife has beautiful weather forecast up to 24 degrees, giving us a nice summer, well, winter holiday. Alright, Gran Canaria on the other hand side is not that good. Wind 36020, gust 30 in the tempo forecast. Overall good though, and they do seem to have that weather at the moment as well. Fuerteventura, however, is excellent, so how about we change the alternate from Gran Canaria to Fuerte, just to be sure that we are on the safe side here with our weather. Weather in the Canary Islands shouldn't be underestimated, really. That can turn itchy very quickly down there. Alright, so having a look into our fuel then. In order to divert to Fuerteventura, we need 345 kilos more fuel. So we got 16.6 as minimum, plus 200 taxi, bringing us to 16.8, and then 400 on top, 17.2. And I think that is going to be absolutely fine. 5 hours and 2 flight time on the way down, which is exactly the reason for the delays. So 17.2 tons of fuel. Let's go ahead and start loading all that and go down into the MCDU, ATSU, and ALC menu in it. Let's see, Condor 1456 is uplinked, excellent. Request data, and that's on the way. Here we go, Düsseldorf to Tenerife. Crew details, 330 driver is captain, and we'll call you guys 330 FO. And that's it. Then let's go back into the uplink and especially to the OFP data. So refuel, we'll do that instantly because normally the plane should have been fueled already. 17.2, all the rest is looking good. And let's see, OFP edition 1, is that correct? Yeah, OFP edition 1. Alright, excellent, then we can send that thing. Alright, so refueling should be complete, and indeed it is. The APU is also available, has been running for a bit. Then let's turn the signs on. And here we go, APU is running. Good. So then let's move down again and go into the boarding. Let's see, we're looking at a full complement, that is excellent, and that's all looking good. So let's go ahead and board now, please. Okay, so request that, and you can not attach the tuck just yet. Okay, cool. So that is going, that's already done. Then let's also request our departure ATIS, please, and then just have a look into everything we've got. So, starting down here, we got a slot notification, CTOT 0828. That means we can be airborne between 0823 and 0838, which we should absolutely be able to do. And EOBT 0815, which is on time, so the slot is actually completely on time. Looking into the load sheet, we're flying the Delta Alpha November Mike Yankee, which is our aircraft indeed. 2 pilots, 5 cabin crews, and those weights are all looking fantastic. And 232 passengers are planned for today's flight. So that's all looking good, we can accept this. And then let's have a look into the departure ATIS, information alpha. Let's see, automatic weather out of service. Real world reporting station is currently offline, interesting, okay. Well, then we will have to get the weather from air traffic control later on. In any case, we've already filled out everything we needed down here. Let's quickly go into the fuel report as well, and that is all looking good. Ultimately, differential 0.1, that's fine, so let's go ahead and send that fuel report. Okay, lovely. Then, finally, data and aircraft status. We got an A321-200, Pratt & Whitney engines, nav database is up to date. That's looking just about perfect. Then we can quickly head over into the EFB once again, and we are planned with a mod route to Tango departure. So let's check our Navigraph charts to make sure that everything is on board. Düsseldorf, pinned charts, and mod route to Tango is pinned. That's looking fantastic. Then let's go into the preliminary takeoff data down here. The weather data does seem to look accurate to me. Departing off runway 23 left from Lima 1. And all of that stuff is looking good for the time being, so let's hit calculate. And that looks okay. 40 degrees flex. Yeah, not great, but okay. So we're happy with that. Alrighty. So, all that good stuff is done. Well then, let's go ahead and check our aircraft's operational status. So oxygen quantity is good. Then hydraulic quantity is good. Engine oil quantity. FADEC is coming on, is full. Perfect. Alright then, down here we are good. The flaps are up, that agrees with the lever. Spoilers retracted. Then we can test that alternate brake. Like this, looking good. And the park-on brake is set again. Alright, so we're done with all that stuff. So let's go right into the cockpit preparation procedure. First flight of the day, so a couple of tests that we need to do that you'll notice we will not be doing during the turnarounds on the later consecutive flights any longer. Why did the external power trip off? That's not supposed to be. Okay, so engine fire test. Number 1 is looking good. Oh, no, didn't mean to open that guard. Here we go. Number 2 is also looking good, and the side is all set. Just making sure that all the PAs are getting recorded, which is actually looking good. Okay, so after overhead panel is all set, so then we can go right back to the front. The QNH was 90903. Like this, 150 feet is also correct. It's the 6th of February 2026. Up here everything's looking good. It's a dry runway today. Down here delivery is going to be 12178 I think, but let's have a very quick look. Airport chart, yep, 12178. Like this, and ground 121605. 121.5 is set, squawk 2000 until we get further information, and altitude reporting on, transponder off, TCAS mode above, that's all looking good. So transmit VHF 1, listen VHF 1 and 2, interphone is also coming up. Down here everything is set, we can turn that tilt slightly up, something like +5 for takeoff. This side is set, this side is set. And then we can go into our FMS. So we've already checked that page. Then let's go on to the init page and check that uplink. We've got Düsseldorf to Tenerife Sur, alternate Gran Canaria in here. Well, I am going to change that to Fuerteventura. Like this, Condor 4 Alpha Victor, Costa NX15, flight level 310, that's all correct. Okay, so flight plan, departure, 23 left, Modru to Tango departure, insert, and arrival in Tenerife, ILS Zulu runway 07, coming in from Conba. So it's the Conba 1 Golf via Xanos, that looks good. Okay, secondary flight plan, copy active. Let's see. I know what the real world engine outset would be, but FSLabs actually has an EOSIT database as well. A little bit out of date, but nonetheless at 1700 left to Bravo Alpha Mike and hold. So we are going to use that. So Bravo Alpha Mike, going in here, then we can enter a holding, and it's actually got the standard holding from the database down here. And then we'll return back to Düsseldorf as new destination, arrival, ILS 23 left, and that's it. Secondary flight plan is set up. Great, so now for our fix info, Düsseldorf 23 left, runway track 230 and Bravo Alpha Mike are all selected. I like it. Now let's go to the flight plan page, and then we need a vertical revision from somewhere in order to access the step climbs. Why doesn't it let me do that? That may be a bug. Okay, well, data, next page, pilots, routes, store active. Over here we should be able to check our flight plan. Unfortunately, it is bugged on longer routes. As you can see, it just ends down here at Abu Dhabi and only gives us a single page. It should give us several pages so that we can see the entire route covered. So yeah, that is bugged. Alright, so on to the init page, next page. Then let's see what we got down here from our preliminary load sheet. So edition number 1, 72.5 tons. And the CG 23.8. Like that, fuel 17.2. And that gives us 89.5, just like expected. So let's fill in the fuel figures. We got contingency 0.7, alternate let's see, to Fuerteventura is 1.4, like that, and final 1.2. Okay, it tells us extra fuel minus 0.2, but again, it doesn't know about the step climb, so that is a little bug there. And all the rest is looking okay. Well then, let's go for our takeoff data. So, flaps 2 takeoff at 40 degrees. Like that, and the speeds, let's see, well, 46 meters is a little bit little, so let's go with 115. So 146, 150, 152. Noise abatement procedure 2 is in there. Engine out acceleration 1500 above the ground, like this, and no need to pre-select anything. If we need to return Düsseldorf 23 left, it is. Optimum 305, cruising 310, that looks excellent. And then all that's left to do is to check our SID. So, Model 2 Tango, straight ahead, Delta Lima 243, maximum 210 knots. And we got that in here. Then it is a right-hand turn to Uboro, which is an overfly point. NATEX maximum 250. And then we continue on to Modru above flight level 210. And we got all of that. Okay, fantastic. Initial climb, altitude 5000. And 5.1 is pre-selected. QNH 90903. Set on both sides. Constraints are on, and that's everything set. Alright, beautiful. Looking down here, they've already closed the cargo doors, so cargo loading is complete. Well then, I guess from here on we can go ahead and commence our departure briefing, please. Okay, so departing Düsseldorf 23 left via the Modru 2 Tango departure, initial 5000, MSA 2400, and extra fuel and time approximately 0. Alright, thanks for that. No hotspots for our taxi out, and the stop margin is going to be 115. Yeah, 115 meters. Engine out sits straight ahead to 1600, then a left turn to Bravo Alpha Mike, climbing 3000 to enter the holding over there. Immediate return, only in case of an unextinguishable fire, is going to be back to Düsseldorf, runway 23 left. We can land at the maximum takeoff weight, but if we have time available, I'd prefer to join the holding, burn the fuel, but again, that's all depending on the actual malfunction we may or may not have. Alright, I've got nothing special, I've got nothing non-standard. Do you see any threats for today's departure? No? Beautiful, neither do I. One last thing on miscellaneous is the 210 knot speed restriction that we've got initially. Yeah, for that one, gotta keep the flaps extended. Let's see. In config 2 even, we can't even retract them to config 1. Okay, and that's all there is. Now, takeoff shift 55, I forgot to enter that. Let's quickly do it. Like this, and that's it. Do you have any questions on the briefing? No? Alright, beautiful. Then that's our departure briefing complete, so let's do the cockpit preparation checklist. Gear pins and covers removed. Fuel quantity 17,170 kilos balanced. Seatbelts on, ADRs, nav, and Baroref QNH 9903. Cockpit preparation checklist complete. Alright then, let's go for our departure clearance. So, Atus Alpha is on board. Let's just see if there is any newer one available. And then ATC request, pre-departure clearance. We are the Charlie Fox Golf 4 Alpha Charlie. Our gate is Bravo 10. Let's say Moin, and then we'll just see about the Atus, which is information Mike now. And look at that, now they also have weather data. QNH 99902. Like that. Okay, so Atus Mike is on board. Just a quick check about the call sign for Alpha Victor. Like that. Alright, and PDC request is sent. Great, so that good stuff is done. Looks like they're still boarding up over here. It would be lovely if we had an indication of how the boarding is actually proceeding, so that we knew whether or not so that we knew the progress, but so be it. Okay, departure request status being processed, stand by. And here is the PDC. Clear to Tenerife, mod route to Tango departure. Maintain 5000, departure 128655, squawk 1121, expect 23 left. So 23 left, mod route to Tango, maintain 5000, and squawk 1121. Okay, we'll go. Alright, then we are basically done with everything, and I would say the boarding should be completed any moment as well now, so let's already say hello to our passengers. Liebe Fluggäste, einen wunderschönen guten Morgen aus dem Cockpit, hier spricht Ihr Kapitän. Mein Name ist Emanuel, im Namen der Condor darf ich Sie ganz herzlich auf unserem Flug über Tenerife nach Fuerteventura begrüßen. Die Flugzeit auf unserem ersten Leg aufgrund eines starken Gegenwindes heute circa 5 Stunden. Wir erwarten anfänglich einen ruhigen Flug, später dann einige Turbulenzen und alles in allem eine leicht verspätete Ankunft. Wir werden unser Bestes tun, um so schnell wie möglich Sie jetzt an Ihr Ziel zu bringen, wünschen Ihnen bis dahin einen schönen Aufenthalt bei uns an Bord und wenn es etwas gibt, womit wir Ihnen den Flug schöner gestalten können, zögern Sie bitte nicht, sich an unsere charmanten Flugbegleiter zu wenden. Vielen Dank für Ihre Aufmerksamkeit und noch einmal herzlich willkommen bei uns an Bord. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning from the flight deck. This is your captain speaking. My name is Emanuel, and in the name of Condor, I would like to welcome you all aboard our Airbus A321neo on our flight via Tenerife to Fuerteventura. The flight time on our first leg today is going to be approximately 5 hours, which means a slightly delayed arrival is inevitable, and that is caused by some particularly strong headwind that we are going to face on today's flight. Nonetheless, we are now finishing up the last paperwork and will then close the doors and make our way to Tenerife as quickly as possible so that we can minimize any disruptions due to the delay. Thank you very much for your attention. Once again, welcome aboard, and if there is anything we can do for you to make your flight more enjoyable, please do not hesitate to ask any of our charming cabin crew members. Thank you very much for your attention, and once again, welcome aboard. Alright, the cabin is briefed, then we've got all that stuff done, so let's see if there is any update about our boarding. So give me options, payload, just reads 0 down there. Okay, well, in that case, we'll do it different. ATSU, AOC menu, boarding. Let's just say instant. And request. And that way we should also get the load sheet any moment now. And here it comes. Alright then, you can close the flight deck door. External power can also be disconnected, and then we've got a load sheet down here. And that is in compliance with edition number 1. Let's do a quick check. We got 72.4. And the CG is at 23.0. And that gives us a takeoff weight of 89.4, which checks against the load sheet. 229 passengers on board and 17.2 tons of fuel. Takeoff CG 20.8. And we had 21.4. Well, let's recalculate here. Give me 20.8, please. Calculate. And then we get a step trim off. Let's try that again. Step trim 2.1. And the speeds flex 40, 46, 50, 52. So load sheet is accepted. So 40 degrees, 46, 50, 52. That's looking good. Slash up 2.1. Alright, check takeoff data. It is checked, and then we are fine with this. Alright. So that's all looking good. Let's go ahead and prepare the position for a pushback and departure, please. We can remove the ground power. Still says boarding. Okay, restart GSX kindly. Thank you. And then we can still do that. Okay, so services, if you would be so kind to open. Probably still restarting GSX. Okay, tell you what, in the meantime, let's go down here, ATC mode, auto, and then we can already ask for our pushback clearance. So that's going to be 121605. So prepare for pushback and departure. Handling by, doesn't really matter, just give me any handling agent. Düsseldorf count, hello, Condor 4 Alpha Victor, request pushback and startup.
Condor 4 Alpha Victor, pushback and startup approved, face west.
Pushback and startup approved, face west, Condor 4 Alpha Victor. Why is the door open again? Are they closing it now? Looks like it. Yes, here we go. Okay, good. So, before start checklist. Park and brake. Set. Takeoff speeds and thrust. V1 146, VR 150, V2 152, flex 40. Windows. Closed. Beacon on before start checklist complete. Ground from Cockpit. Hallo. So, schönen guten Morgen. Also, wir haben Pushback-Freigabe und zwar mit der Nase nach Norden. Die Parkbremse ist noch gesetzt. Okay, stand by. So in the real world, in Germany, we'd definitely be doing this in German. So that's the reason why I'm doing it here as well. After all, we are making this as realistic as possible, are we? By the way, why is there a guidance system here and a guidance system here? That is not looking right. Welcome to GSX, I suppose. Okay, so you should be ready any moment, should you? Huh, maybe that's the signal? Yeah. Continue pushback. Alright, and that's gonna be facing north on... No, that's gonna be facing west, huh? We make it easy. Okay, nochmal eine Änderung am Pushback. Wir machen jetzt Facing West und dann ist die Parkbremse jetzt auch gelöst. Dann nennen wir das Ganze auf Block um 20. Das sind 5 Minuten Verspätung und die schieben wir einfach auf das Boarding. So, dann sind wir bereit zum Triebwerksstart. Sequenz 1 und 2. Okay, you are clear to start engines 1 and 2 in that sequence.
Cabin attendants, arm doors, and cross-check. Ladies and gentlemen,
Engine
welcome
1
aboard
start.
Condor Flugdienst Flight 1456 to Tenerife Sur. Our estimated flight time is approximately 50 minutes. Please pay close attention to the
Now that flight time
safety
is not correct.
demonstrations
It's not
contained
50
in
minutes, it's 5
information needed for
hours.
frequent flyers. Fasten your seatbelts by inserting the metal tip into the buckle and pulling the strap to tighten. The seatbelt must be fastened whenever the seatbelt sign is indicated. Please return your seatbacks and tray tables to the upright position and open your window blinds for takeoff. Mobile phones and electronic devices must be sent to flight mode, and larger devices should be securely stowed. Smoking and the use of e-cigarettes are prohibited on board. Oxygen masks will drop automatically if needed. Pull the mask firmly, place it over your nose and mouth, and breathe normally. Life vests are located under your seat. Put it on and inflate it after leaving the aircraft. Floor
Okay,
level
pushback
lighting will
completed.
guide
Set
you
park
to
and
the
brake.
nearest exit, which may be behind you. In case of evacuation, leave all personal belongings
Park and
behind
brake set,
follow crew
and
instructions immediately.
Starting 2.
If any electronic device becomes hot or shows signs of damage, please inform a crew member. The safety information card in your seat pocket contains all details. Thank you for your attention.
Ooh, lovely departure up there. So, what's GSX doing? Ah, now they're moving again. And girl, just get help. Don't run behind engines. Get yourself help. There are many phone numbers available if you are suicidal. Okay. So, dann haben wir 2 gute Triebwerksstarts, den Flieger zum Rollen vorbereiten, Freizeichen von vorne und tschüss. And there's the clear signal received. Okay, up 2.1. Like that. Alright, after start checklist. Anti-ice off, ecam status checked, pitch trim is at 21%, rudder trim neutral, after start checklist complete. Condor 4 Alpha Victor, request taxi. We'll do the flight control track during taxi to make it a little bit easier for us and to save some time.
For Victor, runway 23 left taxi via Romeo Papa 4 Mike Lima 2.
Condor 4 Papa Victor, taxi to runway 23 left via Romeo Papa 4 Mike Lima 2. We will take Lima 1, but we'll let him know a little bit later. Alright, at first Romeo Papa 4 Mike and then basically to the holding point. Alright, clear on the left side, clear on the right side. Ooh, look at that. We do need a lot of thrust to get moving. Brake check. Pressure 0. So remember, FSLabs, gotta press that pedal disconnect button. And then off we go. On our way to our winter holidays. Okay, the left side is clear and the right side is clear. So here's Papa 4. Then we go straight ahead into Mike and then all the way to the runway.
Taro 418, taxi to parking via Kilo 3, hold short of runway 5 right, then Lima 6, Mike, Papa 1, Tango.
Kilo 3, hold short of runway 5 right, then Lima 6, Mike, Papa 1, Tango, Itaro 418.
Okay, right side's clear, left side is clear. Alright, flight controls. Full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral, rudder, full left, full right, and neutral. Perfect. So, no changes to the takeoff briefing. Everything stays the way we briefed it earlier. Now let's see what that Eurowings is doing.
Eurowings 7 X-ray taxi to the gate. Eurowings 7 X-ray taxi to parking via Lima 5 Tango.
Lima 5, Tango, Eurowings 7 X-ray. 4 Lima Victor ready to taxi.
Okay, he should be well clear by the time we get there.
Via Tango, Lima 3, Mike, Lima 2.
Runway 23 left taxi via Tango, Lima 3, Mike, Lima 2, lot 4 Lima Victor.
Yeah, he's clear on the right. Good. That's what I call optimal use of the taxiways here. Okay, for some reason the spoilers didn't arm. Now they are. Good. So, taxi checklist, please. Flight controls, checked. Flag setting, config 2. Radar and predictive wind shear,
X-ray, runway 23 left,
on and auto, engine mode selector, norm and ecam memo, takeoff, no blue.
Runway 23
Taxi
left
checklist,
taxi via
complete.
Lima 9er Mike, Lima 2 Shamrock 69er X-ray.
So 118305 is going to be next for the tower. And then we've done everything we had to do and we are fully set up. So, if you do look closely, you can actually see the wings flex a little bit more now, as they have implemented that with this update. I don't remember for sure if there was no wing flex at all previously, or if there was just some but not very good, but now it's definitely here and it is looking good as well now. Alright, we are just gonna go Lima 1 here. Condor for Alpha Victor requests Lima 1. Let's see if the AI can process that without saying the word intersection.
Condor for Alpha Victor, runway 01 is not available. Expect runway 23 left.
Okay, it can't.
Condor for Alpha Victor, contact tower on 118.305.
118.305, Condor for Alpha Victor. Bye bye. Düsseldorf Tower, Condor for Alpha Victor, ready for departure.
Condor 4 Alpha Victor, Düsseldorf Tower, Moin, runway 23 left, winds 140 at 13, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 23 left, clear for takeoff, Condor for Alpha Victor.
Approaching.
Coming through, prepare for departure. Lineup checklist. Takeoff runway, 23 left full length, TCAS, Tara, PEX 1 and 2 off, lineup checklist complete. Okay, this thing definitely taxis quite a bit different than the Phoenix does. Gotta get used to that tiller behavior again. Alright. So, ready? Take off. Manflex 40 SRS runway auto thrust blue. Thrust set. Tiller malfunction. Come on, you freaking thing. God, I hate this. 100 knots. V1, rotate. Positive climb. Gear up. Nav, checked. Ha! Always an adventure taking off in this airplane. So, 2E departing in front of us.
Condor 4 Alpha Victor, contact departure on 128.655.
128.655, Condor 4 Alpha Victor, bye bye. Thrust climb, auto thrust. Flaps 1. Speed checked. Flaps 1. Long radar, guten Morgen, Condor 4 Alpha Victor, passing 1800, climbing 5000. And we should actually not have retracted those flaps. Okay. Yeah, full speed, 220.
Düsseldorf departure identified, climb flight level 100.
Climbing flight level 100, Condor 4 Alpha Victor. Okay, 100 is checked. Flying 10 knots faster than, so be it. That's what a second pilot is good for. These mistakes do definitely happen in the real world as well, but then you got the pilot monitor and catch you up and say like, hey, we still have that speed restriction.
Climb flight level 200.
Climbing flight level 200, Condor 4 Alpha Victor. 20,000 blue.
Condor 4 Alpha Victor, contact line and radar on 128.555.
128.555, Condor 4 Alpha Victor, see ya. Okay, manage speeds. Flap 0. Speed checked. Flaps 0. What's my auto flight system doing? What the hell? Okay. Auto thrust off. Give me climb thrust, please. Alright. Flight director's off. Flight director's on. Nav. Climb. Managed speed. Auto thrust. Okay. Thrust climb, nav, auto thrust. Oh, that's interesting. Alright then, so it's done that. Done a cross check, passing flight level 71 now. Okay, acceleration flow pattern, flaps up, spoilers retracted, gear up, packs on. And that's the checks completed. Okay, engine anti-ice on. And autopilot 1. Okay, so that was an interesting little loss of automation there. I have never seen anything like that happen in a real-world Airbus. But hey, if we think back to our last flight in the FSLabs, where it lost the entire FMS when we were about to start the descent, if you haven't seen that video, it's the flight from Keflavik to Portland, where it did that. Then, yeah, okay. This time it was just the FMA that went away. Alright, so the important question. When are we going to be there? At 13:38. Let's see if we can just request the actual winds, because currently it's calculating on the average wind. And we're passing level 100. Anti-ice can already go off again. So, anti-ice off, lights off, and we'll go for airports with a slightly better range here. Something like that.
Thank you for your attention.
Okay, good. Then clear and copy. And that's it. So, it currently tells us that we are going to miss the module restriction very slightly. Well, I'm just going to change our airspeed to a little bit in order to be able to make it anyway, so that's not going to be much of a problem. Apart from that, I'd say as soon as the 250 restriction is lifted and the nose comes down below 7 degrees of pitch, we can release our passengers. For the time being, it should stay smooth. Also, it looks like we are not immediately going through any clouds over there. And that's really it. Okay, the wind data uplink just came in. By the way, this is how long it really takes in the real world as well. Other add-ons are just much too quick with that wind data uplink. And we've gotten the winds for many flight levels, that's all good. So, estimated time of arrival now 35, 3.8 tons, and 32 minutes extra, so we are easy going. Okay then, I'd say we've done pretty much everything we could for now, and then I see you all when we start the approach over into Tenerife. Alright my friends, we are on the arrival. Apparently runway 25 is active now with the wind 180 at 6. The airport is down here, we've got everything in sight, so let's go for the visual approach over here. Condor for Alpha Victor, we have the runway in sight and request a visual approach. So let's see, with a bit of luck we'll be able to shove off a bit of time here, since the arrival took us all the way around the island instead of just going straight in.
Expect the visual approach runway 25. Descend. Flight level 100. Turn left heading 050 vectors for the ILS. Runway 25 approach if needed.
Left 050, descending flight level 100, Condor 4 Alpha Victor. Well, that vector doesn't seem all the way too accurate. I tell you what, we'll do... Come on, just... Yeah, that looks better, doesn't it? So, descend maintain level 100, left heading 070. Oh well, I'll tell you what, we'll just disconnect from CPDLC now. So, connection status, disconnect all, and confirm. Like that, and here we go. And I tell you what, Sane Tensions doesn't seem to like visual approaches too much. So let's just go ahead and see if we can simply request a direct to the final approach fix here. Something like Tango Sierra 511. Hold down. Condor 4 Alpha Victor, request descent altitude 3000.
Canaries Control, Condor 4 Alpha Victor, requesting a direct route to waypoint _name.
Okay, that didn't work too well.
Vector, clear direct to waypoint name.
Okay, no comment on that.
Descend 3000.
Descending 3000, Condor 4 Alpha Victor.
We are now beginning our final approach to Tenerife. Please turn off
Okay,
all
so,
electronic devices and stow
set
them until we
QNH,
arrive at the gate.
and that
Ensure your
QNH
tray tables are
is going to be
fully laid. Your
1021.
seats are in the full upright position, and your seat belts are fastened. The weather in Tenerife is quite pleasant, so we hope you enjoy your
Like
time
that,
here.
set
Thank
once,
you for your
and
cooperation.
set twice. Okay, nice. Let's get the speed brakes out. Ooh, interesting. The VLS goes right into our current airspeed. And that, of course, causes the autopilot to disconnect. Yeah, that's fine. Here we go. Speed brakes are coming back in for a bit. So, flight directors off, flight directors back on again. Heading, altitude, open descent, autopilot. No, autopilot is not coming on. Interesting. Neither autopilot is coming on.
Condor 4 Alpha Victor, turn left heading 075.
Left 075, Condor 4 Alpha Victor. Well, that is interesting now. Okay, well, if neither autopilot is coming on, that is actually a little annoying here.
Canaries Control, fueling 45, Papa Papa.
Let's see if we can fix that somehow.
Welling 45 Papa Papa, radar contact.
Let's try one more time. Flight directors off. Flight directors on. And now... Nope. Okay, now it's coming back on. Yeah, don't ask me why. And what's going wrong with those wing control thrust levers just giving me the vibrator all the time? Guys, we're not in bed yet. We don't need anything to vibrate here. Alright, well, let's try and shove in a little bit of an approach briefing, shall we? So, radar vector ILS approach runway 25. The approach is going to be flown with full autopilot guidance and perhaps with a visual. We'll see about that. Well, what else? Extra fuel and time. 1.9, 33 minutes. So yeah, as you mentioned, flight director guidance in case it becomes the ILS. Otherwise, flight directors off, bird on for the visual approach. The field is over there, so Condor 4 Alpha Victor, can we turn final? So the field is inside. Let's see what ATC says. Maybe we are lucky and can...
For Alpha Victor. Turn right heading 105 vectors for
No.
the visual runway 25 approach.
Okay, thank you. I will turn air traffic control off at this point. And we'll just commence a visual approach. So, flight directors off, bird on. Go around altitude is 3000, and that is... Oh, come on, shut up. Thank you. Okay, activate approach phase, manage speed. And here we go. So, to complete the briefing, visual approach with flight directors off, bird on, and we are going to, well, first of all descend towards 2200, which is where the Fox India is located. Apart from that, we got nothing special or non-standard. Full flaps, maximum reverse, auto brake low to vacate the runway to the right-hand side. Any questions? No? Alright. Okay, then let's go ahead. We've passed 10,000, lights on, signs on, shut up. EFIS control panel is set, and since we do have the ILS as a backup, we can turn the LS on for whatever it's gonna be worth. And apart from that, nothing special over here. GPS primary, high accuracy, engine mode selector, norm. Flaps 1. Speed checked. And approach checklist, please. So, Baroref, QNH 1021. Is set, and then let's already start turning towards the final. Okay, QNH 1021, seatbelts on. Minimum is Baro 448. Auto brake off, engine mode selector, norm, approach briefing complete. Alright, set go around altitude. 3000 is set. And flaps 2. Speed check, flaps 2. Then we can start the speed reduction. And we'll go right over those, over that, whatever that is. Okay, there's our runway in sight. Then please clean up that FMS with a direct Fox India. Like that, thanks. Okay, gear down. And flaps 3. Flaps full. Speed check, flaps full. Landing checklist, ecam memo, landing no blue, landing checklist complete. Alright, and that's everything done. So we're on a visual, that means it's not a problem if we are slightly below the glide. After all, we can see everything, we are not flying into anything. But nonetheless, for good measure, I'm slowly flying us back into that glide slope in order to get on the optimal 3-degree glide slope here. Alright, manual thrust. Now one thing is kind of surprising me a bit. VLS seems to be right up there at the approach. That shouldn't be the case. So VLS 134 up here, it's more like 139. That's gotta be a bug. In any case, we will simply disregard that for the time being, and 139 is going to be our approach speed.
Terrain. Approaching. Terrain.
Oh. It's an interesting pitch angle we got here. It needs close to 0 degrees, it seems. So, now we finally have a headwind.
Minimum
Continue.
200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard 10, 5.
Spoilers, reverse green, decel. Brake low. Manual brakes. 70 knots.
Meters remaining.
Okay, 4 hours and 40. So we did save a little time here. In the real world, the slope of the runway is by far not this steep. This is an interesting one. Alright then, let's clean up. Okay, here we are. So, off onto the apron. After landing checklist. Radar and predictive wind shear off after landing checklist complete. Okay, we're going to park right up there, so let's see which gate numbers that are. So, parking stand chart, please load. Oh, here we go. Thank you. So we'll be parking Juliet 7 today. So, Juliet 7. No follow me needed, thanks. Okay, lights off. And there is our gate. Interesting way for the truck to park there. Why is... God, I can't believe it. The entire position is wrong. Okay. Park and brake is set. APU bleed on, and we got a BU bleed. Cabin shoe, all doors in park. Okay. So, engines running down, waiting for the slides to disarm, and then we can go ahead with our services straight away, please. Request deboarding, thank you. Right, slides are disarmed. Parking checklist. Park and brake are trucks. Brake set. Engines off. Wing light off. Fuel pumps off. Parking checklist complete. And with that, welcome to Tenerife. Now, 13:15, and our scheduled arrival time Would have been 13:05, so we are like 10 minutes late. Why is the jetway disconnecting? God, GSX. Horrible program. Freaking horrible program. Services. Operate jetway. Connect the fucking thing. Do it. GSX, jetway, available. Yeah, then connect it. Go, 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 go. Hello? Okay. Frickin' piece of shit, that GSX thing. No comment on that. In any case, welcome to Tenerife. I do hope the next leg is gonna go a little bit better. Thank you very much for watching. Looking forward to see you on the next one. In the meantime, like, comment, and subscribe. And if you really love what I'm doing on this channel, I'd appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me a Coffee link in the video description below. Thank you very much, and see you all again on the next one.